episode of Listen Up. My name is JC.
I'm Moses.
What we're going to be doing here is we'll be reviewing two albums from completely different generations. Myself, I will be mostly focusing on 80s, 90s, and current. And Moses will be doing...
I'll be doing classic rock, such as 60s and 70s and mid-80s.
Now, what we're going to try to get across here is we'll review the albums, but we'll both give our perspectives on each album. So you'll see kind of where the generation gaps between the music and who feels about what. And we would love your feedback. So for our first two albums today, we're going to start with Moses.
I'm doing Neil Young, Harvest.
Neil Young, Harvest. And what do you feel about Neil Young, Harvest?
I think it's a really good album. It's simple. It's just got a lot of, how do I put it? It's just a good album. It's mellow. It's simple.
It's Neil Young.
It's Neil Young. A lot of people think his voice is whiny, or twangy, as you put it.
Yeah, twangy.
But since I love the classic rock, I love Neil Young.
Well, I listened to it a few times, and there was some good songs on there. There's some decent songs. He goes in different directions with music, from just your simple acoustic set to using a full orchestra, to the projectors, and I could dig that. But once again, it was still really twangy. It was very country, and we don't do country on this show.
No,
don't ask us to do country, otherwise we'll burn your house down. And so for our rating system, which we'll be using horns. 2 horns up is the best, 2 horns down is the worst. So you're going to get 1 horn, 1 up, 1 down. You'll get the gist of it. So for Neil Young's
Harvest.
I don't know if you're about to call it Harvest Moon.
That is an album.
Harvest. It's a game too. I'm going to give it 1 horn up.
Well, I'm going to give it 2 horns up because it's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Fair enough. Okay, on to album number 2 from my genre. You're going to see it here. If not, when I do the editing, you'll see it better. Is Sugar, Blood, Sex, and Magic. I was getting them mixed up by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think their first album, or at least their groundbreaking album. It's got a lot of great hits on here, which a lot of people know, and you hear on the radio quite frequently, and rightfully so. Very sexually charged album, most definitely. A lot of funk involved in this. You can definitely feel the funk in this, and like I said, I can see why it caught on people's attention, even though a lot of the funk side didn't get a lot of the radio play. More of the ballads did, the more acoustic, mellow stuff, which,
That CD had a lot of singles off of it.
Or, a lot of hits, at least 4 or 5. And I'm going to go ahead and, even though it is a decent album, I'm still only going to give it 1 horn up.
Well, I'll give it 1 horn up,
Right.
but I found the album a little bit on the annoying side because they can't figure out if they're rap or if they're rock and roll. Because they just talk.
It's a new breed.
I know.
It's a new breed. That was, different bands tried that, which will, later on the line we'll get into that. But unfortunately, here in YouTube land, we only get 10 minutes. So, that was episode 1 of Listen Up. And we hope to get your feedback. Tell us what you think. Give us band ideas. We are always open-minded. Just remember, we stick to rock and roll.
Yeah, no country, no rap.
We don't do country. We don't do rap. We don't do hip hop. Apologize. That's just not our thing. So.
No emo.
Yes, and always remember, praise Led Zeppelin.
Yes, they are gods of rock.
Yes, gods of rock. Praise Led Zeppelin. And we'll see you later.
Listen up.